If you're trying to decide between the Momcozy V1 Pro and Momcozy V2 Pro, then stick around, as in my Momcozy V1 Pro versus V2 Pro review, I am going to walk you through the similarities and differences between these two pumps so you can decide which is the best Momcozy V pump for you. So let's get started and take a look at the collection containers. Now these are identical for both pumps, so I will remove these because there really isn't any differences. I will just give you a quick run through for those that aren't familiar with either pump. Now these are a super large 7-ounce capacity. They have this beautiful teardrop shape, so they're very breast-like looking. They're actually really quite small. They easily fit into the palm of your hand. They're lightweight at only 130 grams per cup, and they have very minimal parts. So there is only 3 components to them. You have your duckbill valve, your flange, which has a linker included, and then your collection cup. So these are very easy to put together. I love that these are hard silicone with your soft silicone that goes up against your breast. It also has your double fit flange to help create a better seal and more comfort. So these simply, you line them up, click them into place, and pop the pouring spout lid in, and that is your collection cup ready to go. So for the V1 Pro and V2 Pro, as I said, these collection cups are identical. They are connected to your pumps via the tubing, and both pumps offer single and double pumping. So let's have a look at the pump motors, because this is where we have the biggest differences. Now, the V1 Pro is a more powerful pump. It has more features over the V2 Pro. However, you can see that there is a size difference and a price difference as well. So in terms of size, the V2 pump motor is a lot smaller. It also has a clip that you can use to attach to your clothing, which I really like. Both have an adjustable lanyard to help make this that little bit more portable. The V2 Pro is also cheaper, given that it doesn't have as much functionality. But let's take a look at the functionality, because this does not mean that the V2 Pro is not a great pump to be using. It just doesn't have as many features as the V1 Pro. So in terms of suction, they are both hospital grade strength. Your V1 Pro is slightly more at 300 millimeters of mercury versus 288 millimeters of mercury, but the difference is pretty negligible for me. Both are quite powerful pumps. In terms of suction levels though, you have 15 different, let me turn it on, 15 different suction levels with your V1 Pro. So these are nice and easy, adjustable all the way up to 15. Now I love this, as it really does enable you to customize your suction strength to your comfort levels. That said, the V2 Pro has 9 different suction levels, and that's still really great for being able to adjust to a level that is best for your comfort and output. In terms of modes, both have the 3 modes. You have your stimulation for encouraging your letdown. You have your expression mode, which is for your milk extraction. And then there is a mix mode, which is a combination of both the shorter and longer suctions, which some people find that they respond better to having that mixed mode. So having the option is fantastic. Both pumps have this feature, so that is great. Now, in terms of LED screen, now you can see here that the V2 Pro is very simple. It has your timer, your battery life, your mode, and on the outside when it is going through the timing, you can see the dots for the suction level you are on. That is the extent of the LED screen. So let's take a look at the V1 Pro. So you can see that there is a lot more information. Your timer also has your seconds on it. You will see that you have your suction level on at all times and your battery life, but there's also quite a few more buttons here. And so let's go into these because this is where the features really excel on the V1 Pro. Now, you have this button here, which lets you change the cycle of your pumping rhythm. So this lets you adjust how many cycles you have per minute. Some people respond to a slower, more drawn out expression and spaces between your suctions. Other people respond better to the quicker frequencies. So you can adjust this to 3 different levels, and I'll turn it up to see if you can hear it. So this is on the high. Oh, sorry, this is the high. Versus the low. And you can hear that there's a subtle difference between how quickly those suctions are occurring. The other thing that I really love about the V1 Pro is this button here. Now, if I press this and either the plus or the minus button, this lets you set an adjustable timer. So if I only want to be pumping for 10 minutes, I can set the timer to be on a countdown from 10 minutes. You can set this from 5 minutes to 40 and it will run through the amount of time that you set and then turn off automatically once that timer is off, which I absolutely love. On the V2, you do have the timer. However, there is no way to control this. It will automatically shut off after 30 minutes. Outside of that, you will have to manually turn your pump off if you have finished with your session. Okay, so in terms of battery life, so that's another big feature where the V1 really does win. It is a larger pump motor that you can see, and that just means that it is able to give a larger battery life. So off the one usage with this, you get a huge 270 minutes. So that's 9 times 30-minute pumping sessions, or even more if you're only doing 20 minutes. That is honestly huge. In comparison, the V2 Pro actually has a really decent battery life. It's 180 minutes, and that's 6 30-minute pumping sessions. So that in itself is a really great battery life off the one charge, but the V1 Pro with the 270 minutes is really exceptional for a wearable breast pump. Okay, so lastly, let's talk about noise. Both of these are very comparable. The V1 Pro is slightly louder at under 48 dB, and the V2 Pro is under 45. Both are very quiet. You may hear them if it's in complete silence and you're on the highest settings with a bit of background noise. Neither of these are going to be overly noticeable. Overall, which one would I choose? Honestly, I love the V1 Pro. I really think the advanced features with the timer, with the adjustable cycles, the increase of suction levels, I really do think that this is worth the extra dollars. However, if you don't need those features and you're looking for something that is still going to give you the really discreet and large capacity of the collection cups, but still be a really fantastic pump, I can easily recommend the V2 Pro. Out of the two, my preference is the V1 Pro just because it offers that much more in terms of battery life and control over your pumping session. I hope this video helps. If you have any questions, please ask and I'll do my very best to answer them. Cheers.